I used Claude Code to build a full iOS onboarding. Micro animations, shimmer effects, video player, dark mode, all of it. Didn't write a single line by hand. And the reason I built this is to save myself time. I want this onboarding ready. So next time I'm building an app, I just grab it, drop it in, and move on. No more spending hours on onboarding screens. I focus on the real app. And that's the same thing for you. Build it once with me. Use it whenever you need it, step by step. You're about to watch us design the onboarding, set up a Claude MD file, build the whole thing with Claude Code, test it, and then fix every screen one by one, and come out the other side with a complete onboarding ready to drop into any app. And I will leave all the prompts in the video description. You can download them for free. Okay, so we're going to start with the design first. And the goal here is to make the whole process simple. And I mean simple for two reasons. First, it's simple for me. When I have a design, I can look at it and know everything. I know what goes on each screen, I know every detail. Nothing is missing. It's all right in front of me. Second, it's simple for the AI. When we have a design, we can just give the AI a screenshot and say, hey, build this. Now, the first time, it won't be perfect. It'll be maybe 60–70% close to our design. But that's okay. We give it the screenshot again, we tell it what to fix, and the second time it gets to like 90%, really close to what we designed. And by the way, this design is going to be very simple and clean. Okay, so now I already have my prompt ready, and in this prompt I described everything on each screen, every element, every detail, everything. And the reason I do this is really important, because sometimes when you just give AI a screenshot, it starts guessing. It might add things that don't exist in your design, or it might remove something that should be there. So to avoid that, we describe everything ourselves. We tell the AI exactly what is on each screen. That way, there are no surprises. The screenshot shows it, and the prompt explains it. Now, the AI has no excuse to get it wrong. Now, at the end of my prompt, I told the AI to do two things. The first thing is to create something called a Claude MD file. So what is this? Think of it like a notebook for the AI. It's a file where the AI writes down all the rules about our project. Things like what the app is about, what the design looks like, what colors and fonts we're using, how things should work. And the best part is, every time we talk to the AI, it reads this notebook first. So it always remembers everything about our project. It never forgets. And I also told it to keep updating this file as we go. So the more we build, the smarter it gets about our project. The second thing is, I told the AI to use something called UltraThink. So in Claude, there are different levels of thinking. The AI can think fast, or it can take its time and think really deep. UltraThink is the highest level. It told Claude to slow down, look at every detail, think about everything carefully, and try to get as close as possible to our screenshots. It takes a little more time, but the results are so much better. Okay, so our plan is ready. All we need to do is tell the AI to start building. But before that, I'm going to switch to Edit Automatically mode. This means the AI doesn't ask me for permission every time it wants to change a file. It just goes ahead and does it, way faster. All right, let's build and see what we get. Okay, so the app is running, but we have some problems. The launch screen is here, but the logo is too small. The second screen, the video is not playing. And you can see we're in dark mode right now, but there's this white background that shouldn't be there. That's because I never told the AI to think about colors for dark mode, so it didn't handle it. Now the Sign In with Apple button, it's there, but it's not working. And that's normal because Sign In with Apple is something you have to enable manually in your project. The AI can't do that part for you. And because Sign In doesn't work, we can't even see the rest of the screens. We need to get past this step first. But honestly, for the first build with complex stuff like Shimmer animations, video player, and Sign In with Apple, this is pretty good. So what we're going to do is fix everything screen by screen. Let's go. All right, let's start fixing the launch screen, and I want you to see something here. It's not going to be one prompt and done. This is a conversation. You talk to the AI, you see the result, you tell it what to fix, and it gets better each time. So the first thing, the logo was too small and the small icons were just sitting in one line with no animation. So I told the AI to make the logo 2 times bigger, animate it first, and then after the logo animation finishes, the small icons appear one by one above it with a soft animation. And after 2 seconds, it moves automatically to the next screen. It worked, but the icons didn't feel right. They were too far from the logo and the animation direction was off. So I told it to make the icons come out from the big logo and float upward to their random positions, and the big logo should move from bottom to top with a fade in. Better, but now the icons were too far away, so I told it to bring them closer. Then I noticed the dark mode still had a white background, so I told it to fix that too. Then the spacing between the icons themselves was too tight, so I asked for more distance between them. Then they went too far again, so I brought them back closer and moved everything a little bit down. And the last thing, I changed the icon colors to primary and added a small, slow floating animation, so they keep moving just a little bit after they land, just to give it life. 7 prompts, that's what it took. And that's totally normal. You're not going to get it perfect the first time. But each prompt gets you closer, and now this launch screen looks really good. Let's move to the next screen. Okay, launch screen is done. Now let's move to the second screen. And this one has a few problems. The video is not working, there's no shimmer effect on the button, and everything just appears at once with no animation. Also, there's that white background again because of the dark mode issue. So the first thing I did is I removed that slide transition between all the screens. I don't want the screens moving side to side. Instead, the current screen fades out and the next one fades in. So the first thing I did is I told the AI 3 things. Remove the slide transition between all screens and replace it with a fade. Make the elements appear one by one from top to bottom with a small animation. And add the shimmer effect to the button. I also told it the video is not working, and I used UltraThink here because this screen has a lot of details. So the video started working, which is great, but there's a big rectangle clipping it, and the video is way too big. So I told it to make the video 50% smaller. And the button still has no shimmer. I told it again to fix it, but that rectangle is still there clipping the video. So I told it to just remove it completely, and I pushed the second text down to the bottom. Now the spacing between the text and the button was too tight, so I told it to add equal spacing between all the elements. I also made the workout text 30% bigger, deleted the white background, and made the text primary. And the shimmer is still not on the button. I asked for it again, but the AI ignored the spacing. It just didn't do it. So I told it again, and I finally described the shimmer in detail. I told it I want 3 rectangles, the center one completely white, the 2 on the sides with opacity 0.5. And I pushed the already have a count text down by 30%. But there was still something clipping the video from the top and the bottom. So this time I took a screenshot and gave it to the AI so it could actually see the problem. When words don't work, give it a screenshot. I also told it to remove the spacing between the shimmer rectangles, make the shimmer 30% smaller, and change the side rectangles to opacity 0.3. Then I told it to remove the white background and make the shimmer work in dark and light mode. The center rectangle should be primary solid, and the other 2 primary with 0.3 opacity. But then Claude stopped responding. The chat just froze on me. So I had to close the whole chat. So I opened a brand new one with the same prompt, and this time I explained the colors very clearly. The shimmer color should be primary. That means white in dark mode and black in light mode. And then I created 2 custom colors. The first one, white in light mode and dark in dark mode. The second one, black in light mode and white in dark mode. And once the AI had those 2 colors, everything finally worked. The button, the shimmer, the background, all perfect in both modes. Okay, next up is the notification permission screen. So I told the AI to focus only on this screen, and right away I gave it the custom colors, the LD and DL ones we created earlier, so everything works in dark and light mode from the start. I told it to put the back button and the progress bar in a horizontal stack. make the progress bar 200% bigger, and add a chevron up icon that animates up and down like it's telling the user, hey, tap here. And after 2 seconds, the actual notification permission pop-up appears. And here's a nice little touch. If the user hits allow, they don't need to press any next button. It just automatically goes to the next screen. Oh, and of course, remove that white background. So it built it. But the progress bar size was way off. It didn't match the design I uploaded. And the layout was wrong. The details text about the notification should be in the center, below the main text, and somehow it removed the button at the bottom. So I told it to fix all of that. Now there was a text below the chevron icon that shouldn't be there. So I told it to remove it and move the icon to the right by 50. And then I thought about something. What if the user doesn't allow notifications? We can't just skip them to the next screen. So I told the AI, if the user doesn't allow, don't move automatically. Instead, activate the next button and let them tap it to continue. But the icon still wasn't in the right position, so I told it to move it 30% more to the right. And the progress bar height needed to be exactly 20. Still not perfect. The icon needed to move 20% more. And the progress bar, both parts, the background track and the filled part on top, both should be 20 in height. So this screen took 5 prompts, and you can see it's mostly about small adjustments. The AI got the idea right pretty quickly, but the little details like the exact position of an icon or the exact height of a progress bar, that's where you spend your time fine-tuning it. And that's normal. Okay, now we're on the Sign In with Apple screen, and when I tap the button, nothing happens. So instead of guessing, I just asked the AI. I told it I'm working only on this screen. The Sign Up with Apple button does nothing when I click it. Tell me if there's something I need to do manually. And I used UltraThink, so it really thinks about the problem. And this is where AI becomes like a teammate. It didn't just say, it's broken. It told me exactly what to do. It said, look, Sign In with Apple is not something I can fully set up for you. You need to go into Xcode and enable it yourself. Go to your project in the navigator, select your target, go to Signing and Capabilities, click the plus button, search for Sign In with Apple, and add it. That's it. So I did exactly that. And then I took a screenshot and sent it back to the AI so it could see that I've done it and we can keep going. And this is a really important thing to understand. AI can write all the code for you, but there are some things it just can't do. It can't go into your Xcode settings and flip a switch. It can't log into your Apple developer account. Those parts are on you. But the cool thing is, it knows that, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do, step by step. You just follow along. The welcome screen. And this one is actually quick. I told the Claude 2 things. Make the logo twice bigger and remove the small icons. That's it. All right, last one. The paywall screen. Everything looked fine, except the layout was pushing everything up. So I just told the AI to add a spacer between the X mark and the rest of the content. Fixed. And when the user presses the button, it navigates to an empty home view with just some text, just to make sure the whole flow works end to end.